Hello everybody, welcome back. If you've seen my other video that I posted recently, I'm wearing the same outfit and I have the same lipstick on. Also, that lipstick, this is the, what is it called? Pat McGrath. I feel like it's still like coming off. Maybe because I have like a little bit of lotion on my hands, but it's not on my teeth. So anyway, I'm gonna keep testing it because it's fun to wear like a bright red lip sometimes. But today in this video, we are going to be doing a this or that skincare edition. And I don't think I've ever done one of these, but I feel like it's a great idea. So if you guys like it, I can do more of it. And also if you want to leave me suggestions for products, like which one should I pick or what's the difference? Because I think you're gonna see that it's not necessarily about like one being necessarily 100 times better. It's more like some of them are very expensive and some of them are better suited for this type of skin. So I will try to kind of, you know, caveat when that is the case, but sometimes there are products that are just way better and less expensive. So it's kind of like a dupe video, but also more nuanced. So with that said, I don't know why I'm doing finger guns, but we're gonna get into it. Okay, the first two products are really, both of them are quite lovely. We have the PREQUEL multi-acid milk peel. This is one of their newer ones. They did already come out with another product after it. And then this is the ordinary oh my gosh, I just asked Siri how to pronounce it. Saccharomyces Ferment, there we go, I'd said it. 30% Milky Toner. These are pretty inexpensive, both of them. Both brands are obviously like, well, maybe it's not obvious, but they're relatively kind of like inexpensive brands. The PREQUEL one retails for $23 and the ordinary is $14. And the only difference, well, not the only, but they do have quite a bit of difference in the actual amount of product. The PREQUEL one has 7.6 fluid ounces, which is 226 milliliters, whereas the ordinary has 100 milliliters, which is 3.4 fluid ounces. So you're basically getting double with the PREQUEL. And so if you actually add it up, this one would be $23 for this amount, and then this one would be $28 for the same amount. So it's actually, this one, the PREQUEL is actually cheaper if you think about it like that. They are quite different though. They are both an exfoliating milky toner, and that's kind of where the similarities end. I would say they're both suited for very different types of skin. For me personally, the PREQUEL is a winner. I have more normal balanced skin. I do not have sensitive skin. My skin can handle a lot. I have a pretty hardened moisture barrier. But if you have more sensitive skin, you know, you kind of get irritated with the slightest of things, and especially like a strong toner, which this one is. It's got 15% glycolic, phytic, malic, mandelic, and lactic acids. It's got every acid ever and like at a strong percentage. I would say if you don't think your skin can handle that, this one is gonna be much better, the ordinary one. This one is gonna be a lighter, kind of more sensitive toning, but with a very similar experience. And over time, you will kind of experience more even and less kind of like textured skin. Now, if you have a lot of texture, you're gonna probably need more than just this, but it is a good starting point. And I think both of them are absolutely wonderful. It's just really gonna come down to your skin type more than anything. Okay, now let's move into some kind of along the same vein, but a little bit different of a delivery method. These are acid peels, and these are leave-on peels. So the first one we have is the Dr. IDRISS Major Fade Flash Mask. This retails for $48, and then we have the Mad About Skin Light Chemical Peel Gel. This one retails for $24. You get how much in this? 30 milliliters, 1 fluid ounce. This one is 50 milliliters or 1.7. So you do get more with the Dr. IDRISS. And I would say very similar to the last one that I just talked about with the Milky Toner. These are just meant for different skin types. If your skin can handle it, this is a spectacular wash off chemical peel, or not peel, but I guess mask is not a better word for it than peel. It is so strong though, and I mean that in the best way. This is actually my favorite product from Dr. IDRISS. I don't love all of her products, but I think this one is absolutely wonderful and really does the job of exfoliating your skin. You leave it on for, let's see, 10 to 15 minutes. You don't need a lot. I would warn you, if you have any moisture on your face, it will burn. It will burn so badly. So make sure after you wash your face, if you're in the shower, let your face completely dry. You do not want the sting associated with this and water. But other than that, It's really spectacular. It does a nice job of exfoliating your skin without stripping it. I wouldn't use it more than a few times a week, and especially if you're using something as strong as like the PREQUEL toner, you don't need to go overboard because this is so strong. But if you're looking for that chemical exfoliation, which is one of my favorite ways of exfoliating, this is a high one in my books. Now, the other option is for, again, those with more sensitive skin. I love almost everything the brand Mad About Skin puts out. I think they are just a great local, well, not local to me, but like small indie brand. They are from a YouTuber, so I always like to support other YouTubers. And they recently repackaged everything and it's just stunning. Like, they've really done a great job with it. This one in their first launch wasn't my favorite product, but I do think it's a little bit better now. And maybe it's due to the packaging and the delivery method, but this one is gonna be a little bit of a lighter exfoliator. So if you have more sensitized skin, if you tend to have like a lot of dryness and itching and flaking, you don't want something super strong that could hurt your moisture barrier, this is gonna be a good option. It does have more of like a chemically smell. I don't think Rob, who's the owner and founder, I don't think he puts any fragrances in any of the products, which is fine. You know, like a lot of people like that. But it does have, not always my favorite scent, but because it is a rinse off mask, it doesn't bother me either. So once again, more kind of normal, your skin can take it, more sensitive skin, those are my options and recommendations. Okay, let's move into some products that are wildly different in terms of cost. First, as we have the Ordinary, this is the GF 15% solution. This is new from the Ordinary. And then in comparison, we have the BIOEFFECT EGF Power Serum. Let's see, $15.50, $219. I got this on sale. I will never pay full price. They do sales somewhat frequently, BIOEFFECT. I just think it's insane, the price. It's just a really lot of money. It is 15 milliliters or 0.5 fluid ounces. And then the Ordinary is, I think, 30 milliliters, 1 fluid ounce. So 1 fluid ounce, a half a fluid ounce, and the price is substantial. I did a split face comparison. I didn't see any like noticeable results. I actually did it this way. No, wait, I did the BIOEFFECT on this side and then the Ordinary on this side. And I noticed that this eyebrow there were just a little bit more lines on this side when I moved my face. And it wasn't that like, I think I'm just stronger on that side. So I don't think that this just failed me, but I just prefer the texture of the Ordinary. I can't justify paying even $100 for this like every time I need to re-up. If it's on sale 50% off, that's even like assuming a lot. So for me, I think having a growth factor, something like this, a growth factor serum, is a beneficial part of your routine. I just don't know if I can justify paying the price that I would have to pay for the BIOEFFECT every month. So for me, I thought that the results were pretty equal in terms of the Ordinary versus the BIOEFFECT. And I just don't think that the texture, this one's a little bit more viscous and like, it has like a texture that doesn't sink in immediately. Whereas the Ordinary one feels a little bit like more like a water and does sink into my skin quicker. So this is a personal preference. I feel like I'm gonna get like lambasted for this, but if you want to pay more, by all means, just keep in mind, these types of new products like growth factors or PDRN, they are a part of your routine and they're probably not going to hurt. I mean, the research is pretty sound, but at the same time, if you are like, this is gonna be my Botox in a bottle, it's not, it's just not. So keep that in mind and know that like, if you're gonna have to repurchase it and use it frequently, the cost is an important aspect of it. And for me, I'm going to be using one that's $15, even though people will argue the ingredients are probably not as good, which is fair. They probably aren't. But this is not a silver bullet for me. It's just a part of my routine. And thus I can afford $15 where I can't afford $219 every time I need to get a new one. All right, let's move on to some other kind of, some of these are like very of the moment ingredients and products. But the next one we have is the INNBEAUTY Project Elastic Skin and Hydro Dew Slime. What a name. So these are both Snail Mucin. Both of them are also vegan, which is kind of becoming more popular because I think when people hear Snail Mucin, they're like, I don't want Snail Mucin. The original one is a Kosar RX, and that one is a wonderful one. I've tried that many times. If you just want to stick with that, that's not vegan. If that's an issue with you, maybe stick with that. But it is a good option. But these two are kind of the ones that I had that I wanted to review. So the Elastic Skin by INNBEAUTY Project is $42. And then the Pacifica one is $16. You get 1.7 fluid ounces. And even though this packaging is like substantially bigger, you only get 1 fluid ounce of the Elastic Skin. I actually find a lot of the INNBEAUTY Project packaging to be quite frustrating because this is the glass jar, which makes it very luxe and nice, but this is the packaging. Like this is actually what you get, and it is refillable, but when you compare it side by side, once you take it out, you see it's actually more like the Pacifica one. So you're paying $42 is a lot of the packaging. That said, I prefer the INNBEAUTY Project. This one is so far superior. Every time I use the Hydro Dew Slime, it peeled off my face. Before I even put makeup or sunscreen, it did not interact with any skincare. And I wasn't using anything crazy. Like I would maybe use the PREQUEL and maybe a serum, and this just did not interact. I'm sure there's an ingredient in it and I could look it up and I could figure it out, but it's not worth it to me, where every other Snail Mucin serum I've had works fine and doesn't pill. So for me, I would either use the Kosar RX, which is, I believe it's a little bit cheaper than the INNBEAUTY Project, or I would go with the INNBEAUTY Project. This one, when you mix it with the Extreme Cream from them, and I'm gonna go over this in a second, it forms the most magical concoction. So if you do wanna spend a little bit more money for those two things, those of you with drier skin, the combination is gonna be lovely. And I do really enjoy this one. I find that it leaves my skin plump and dewy, but not too dewy. And it's just a really good kind of bonus to my skincare routine when I'm feeling dry and like dehydrated. It's not again, nothing that I'm mentioning are gonna be silver bullets. They're not gonna make you have no wrinkles. They're just part of your routine that you should continue to use if you want to, and find one that works for you. So this one, I think all the others I've kind of been like, nah, they're both good. But this one, I think the INNBEAUTY Project one is far superior. And last up, we have the INNBEAUTY Project Extreme Cream. This is what they call firming and lifting moisturizer. And then the Naturium Multi-Peptide Rich Cream. The reason, and I didn't mention this in the beginning, but the reason I'm using these products and these specifically is because these are products that are in my routine, like in my bathroom, on my counter, not somewhere else. These are products that I'm consistently using. So I thought that that made more sense than just products like I've used a handful of times and never again. And that said, for this product, the moisturizer, there are a lot of creams that could kind of go into this category. I have a whole video on the SkinCeuticals dupes if you want to go watch that one, because these are Reverse-Emulsion creams and they all kind of operate in the same way. They're really good for locking in moisture. I always try to like explain it as they are waterproof. So you put the cream on and it blends in, and then you put a little bit of water on your hand and it has like dewdrops because the moisture is not penetrating that reverse emulsion. And they are some of my favorite creams, especially in the wintertime at night. So that caveat out of the way, just know that a lot of different products we could compare, but for the sake of this video, I'm just comparing these two. So the INNBEAUTY Project is $40 and then the Naturium is $25. A little bit closer in price, but obviously $25 is still way more affordable. I believe they're the same amount, 1.7 fluid ounces, yep. Again, INNBEAUTY Project, I really wish they would do away with this because this is a waste of packaging, and like to travel with this is a lot. I also broke the top, that's why it's not on. They're both pretty spectacular. I would say that if you just want the most elegant out of the two, it would be the INNBEAUTY Project. This one, they have like a natural retinol like ingredient in here that it does say that it's supposed to lift, and I wouldn't say it lifts, but it does give me some like extra tingle, and I feel like it's doing a little bit more than just straight moisturization. Whereas the Naturium is a little bit just like your normal thick cream. Again, reverse emulsion, so it's really spectacular in that way, but maybe not as elegant in the sense that this one really is. If I had to choose one for a desert island, I would probably go with the INNBEAUTY Project. But this one really surprised me. I was not expecting it to be as great as it is. And it's a little bit more convenient to find and obviously like 15 bucks cheaper. So both really good, but if you want that little bit extra, I would go with the Extreme Cream. All right, guys, so that is it. My lipstick's still on, nothing on my teeth. And I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know and I'll consider doing another one and maybe give me some ideas so I can review them. So with that said, bye.